Hey! I've had relations with girls from many nations. I've made passes with women of all classes. And just because you're gay, I won't turn you away. If you stick around, sure that we can find some common ground. Sexuality, young and warm and wild and free. Sexuality, your laws do not apply to me. A nuclear submarine sinks off the coast of Sweden. Headlines give me headaches when I read them. I had an uncle who once played for the Red Star Belgrade. He said some things are really best left unspoken. I've left your auntie and I've run off with the postman. Sexuality, why not? Young and warm and wild and free. Sexuality, don't get me started on the papacy. Sexuality, don't threaten me with bigotry, you damn Pope. Sexuality, I demand your honesty. I'm sure that everybody knows how much my body hates me. Lets me down most every time, makes me rash and hasty. I feel a total jerk before your naked body of work. Oh! Getting way down with all this information. Safe sex doesn't mean no sex, just means use your imagination. Stop playing with yourselves in single currency hotels. I look like Robert De Niro, I drive a Mitsubishi Pajero. That's me, yeah. Sexuality, young and warm and wild and free. Sexuality, your lies do not apply to me. Sexuality, come eat and drink and sleep with me. Sexuality, we can be what we want to be. Here we are live on KEXP from a bicycle shop in Austin, Texas. You may think to yourself, well, what is the connection between cycling and rock and roll? Well, the truth is, we all drink a lot of coffee. That was a rather scary murmur from the audience there. Can't imagine what that meant, but they're all proud cyclists, come down here today to see me perform. Not a single one of them stopped at a red light. They went straight through, such was their urgency and their lawlessness. Later they'll be chanting 2 wheels good, 4 wheels bad. I have a new album out called Tooth and Nail. It fits in wonderfully from the vibe here at South by Southwest, because it searches both for redemption but also addresses the ambiguity of the 21st century in this song, which is called No One Knows Nothing Anymore. Deep down in the underground, atoms spinning round and round, scientists monitor readings, searching for the Holy Grail, a particle or at least a tale of the one that gives the its meaning. But what if there's nothing, no big answer to find? What if we're just passing through time? No one knows nothing anymore. Nobody really knows the score, since nobody knows anything. Let's break it down and start again. What happens when the markets drop? If the numbers really don't add up, everyone seeks a safe haven. And as they contemplate their ruin, the self-proclaimed smartest people in the room are trying very hard not to sound craven. But what if there's nothing, no pot of gold to find? Only the blind leading the blind. No one knows nothing anymore. Nobody really knows the score, since nobody knows anything. Let's break it down and start again. Let's stop pretending that we can manage our way out of here. Let's stop defending the indefensible. Let's stop relying on the hectoring of the experts whose spin just makes our plight incomprehensible. High up on a mountaintop, somebody with a skinhead crop is thinking deep thoughts for us all. Serenity is all around, but if you listen you can hear the sound of one head being banged against a wall. Well, what if our ancestors had stayed up in the trees? We'd still be weighed down by these worries. No one knows nothing anymore. Nobody really knows the score, since nobody knows anything. Let's break it down and start again. Yeah. This is your Billy Bragg live on KEXP, and for those of you pedants in the audience who pointed out that it really should be no one knows anything anymore, I have to tell you as a songwriter that anything has 3 syllables, nothing only has 2, and one of the, even cyclists can understand that, surely. And one of the first things they teach you at songwriting school is that alliteration trumps grammar. Yeah, so tell that to your grandma next time you see her. So the songs on the new record are perhaps more reflective and address the struggle, not just the struggle to change the world, but the equally important struggle to maintain relationships with the people that we love, particularly long-term relationships and their ups and downs. And that's what I'm addressing in this song. It's called Your Handyman Blues. Never gonna be the handyman around the house my father was. So don't be asking me to hang a curtain rail for you, because that screwdriver business just gets me confused. takes me half an hour to change your fuse. And when I flick the switch, the light's all blue. I'm not your handyman. Don't be expecting me to put up shelves or build a garden shed. But I can write a song that tells the world how much I love you instead. Now I'm not any good at pottery, so let's lose a T and just shift back the E, and I'll find a way to make my poetry build a roof over our heads. See what I did there? It's genius, isn't it? Yeah. Just thinking of that scene in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid where he rides around on the bike. Why am I thinking that? Just kind of one of those things, yeah. It's probably illegal now, isn't it, because of health and safety. Now it looks like I'm just sat here reading the paper, but these ideas I'll turn to gold dust later. 'Cause I'm a writer, not a decorator. I'm not your handyman. You better believe it, baby. 'Cause I'm a writer, not a decorator. I'm not your handyman. Yeah. Everyone loves that song except my missus. She just looks balefully at me. It doesn't work. I tried my hardest, it just doesn't work. But yeah, you may recognise that sad geezer sitting there hiding behind the newspaper trying to make sense of the world and relationships. This is him, this is the same guy 25 years ago. Surely, it's so exciting to be sleeping here in this new room. Surely, you're my reason to get out of bed before noon. Surely, you know when we sat out on the fire escape talking. Surely, what did you say about running before we were walking? Sometimes when we're as close as this, it's like we're in a dream. How can you lie there and think of England when you don't even know who's in the team? Surely your sexual politics have left me all of a muddle. Surely we joined in the ideological cuddle, celebrating my love for you with a pint of beer and a new tattoo. And if you haven't noticed yet, I'm more impressionable in my Simonese way. Politics and pregnancy are debated as we empty our glasses. And how I love those evening classes. Surely you really know how to make a young man angry. Surely can we get through the night without mentioning family? The people from your church agree It's not much of a career, trying the handles of parked cars. Oops, there goes another year. Oops, there goes another pint of beer. Here we are in our summer years, living on ice cream and chocolate kisses. And would the leaves fall from the trees if I was your old man and you was my missus? Shirley, give my greetings to the new brunette. Give my greetings to the new brunette. Greetings to the new brunette. Greetings to the new brunette. Yeah! Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, eh? So yeah, new album and new beard. Been watching a lot of people riding around, walking around with their here in Austin, looking for places to chain up their bikes and lube up their beards. Those of you listening on the radio can't see my beard. I've got a vintage model. I haven't got the standard big ginger one that people seem to be sporting here in Texas. I've got a kind of special, a classic version with bits of grey in it, which allows me to talk patronisingly to 20-year-olds. It's brilliant. Works every time. And it's hard finding them on the street corners here in Austin is heartbreaking when they've obviously walked 20 blocks looking for just one kind of lamppost or street sign that doesn't have two bikes already chained to it. There's somewhere to chain their bike up. It's just heartbreaking, those kids. You know, what are they going to do? Fold them up, wrap them up, put in their back pockets. That's the sort of bike you need. So it's all these wheels. It's the strong smell of tyre rubber that's just kind of getting to me early in the morning. I love the smell of burnt rubber in the morning. I know it's not actually morning here, folks, but it feels like it. I was in the restaurant in my hotel this morning at 9 a.m. There was not a single person in the restaurant. The woman on the coffee stall in the hotel had been there since 5. I was her third customer and the first one without a tie. She was looking at me like, I said, "I know, it's these music industry people. They're such sluts. They never get out of bed." This new album, yeah, if you're just wondering what's happening, if I'm just rambling in a bike shop, I do remember we are actually live on KEXP in Seattle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a big South by Southwest vibe. Yeah. And the new album, in some ways, my new album is kind of like following up from where Mermaid Avenue left off. I got distracted with political issues in my own country after Mermaid Avenue. Didn't have time really to go down that pathway that collaborating with Woody and Wilco opened up. But Woody's always been a strong presence, even before Mermaid Avenue in my life, and he's also present on the new album with this song, one of his classics, one of his great songs that about 2 or 3 years ago I started thinking about this song need to be played again. You hear Woody talking in this song about people losing their homes to the banks, of people making millions on the stock exchange while ordinary working people can't make a decent wage, of people dying for want of decent, proper health care. I thought about you guys when I heard that line, and the point about this is that you know, this song could have been written any time in the last 5 years. Actually, it's over 70 years old. Woody Guthrie wrote this song. It's called I Ain't Got No Home in This World Anymore. I ain't got no home, I'm just a roaming round wandering worker, I go from town to town, and the police make it hard for me no matter where I go. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road, long and dusty road that 1,000,000 feet of trod. Now the rich man took my home and drove me from my door. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I was farming on the shares and always I was poor. My crops are leading to the banker's store, and my wife took down and died all on the cabin floor. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I'm minding your minds and I gathered in your corn. I've been working, mister, since the day that I was born. Now I worry all the time like I never did before. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Now as I look around, it's mighty plain to see this world is such a strange and a funny place to be, where the gambling man is rich while the working man is poor. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore.
Thank you. Woody Guthrie, a fine resident of the state of Texas.
And yeah, why didn't I follow up Mermaid Avenue? What was I so distracted by? I was distracted by the rise of a far-right political party in my country called the British National Party. You can define their politics by the fact that they were led by a man who questioned the veracity of the Holocaust. They were that kind of party. And someone like myself, who's was politicised by Rock Against Racism, I'm always going to go after those guys. I don't really care where they come from. So I made an album, England Half English, that talked about the politics of identity. And but the good news is that although they'd taken root in my hometown, we in the last election they failed to win any more seats and take over the local council, and they lost every single seat they had as well. We run them out of town, so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. But these people never go away. They're a busted flush now, but they never go away, and each generation has to find a way to fight against the racists, the sexists, the homophobes, those who would divide us. And we do that by working together and remembering that it's our culture really that saves us.
and allows us to cross borders, cross genders, cross politics. It's very, very important. And there is a song on the new album, Straight Off of the Streets of Barking, that looks at this issue, how to deal with people who come knocking on your doors trying to divide you against your neighbours when the mainstream political parties seem to have let you down. And this song is called There Will Be a Reckoning. Somewhere between the midnight and the cold and empty dawn, I found myself out walking on the streets where I was born, and I came upon a stranger who looked me in the face and asked me what I was doing this God-forsaken place. I don't need to be forgiven for something I haven't done, nor for wanting my family to find their place in the sun. If you keep this pressure on, just don't be surprised if I can't summon up my dignity while you're roughing up my pride. There'll be a reckoning for the peddlers of hate who spread their poison all across this estate, and a reckoning too for the politicians who left us to this fate. There will be a reckoning. Just a few days later, a man came to my door to ask me if I thought that this place was worth fighting for. And though I recognized his reasons, I just could not agree when he told me that my neighbor will be my enemy. I don't need to be forgiven for something I haven't done, nor for wanting my family to find their place in the sun. If you keep this pressure on, just don't be surprised if I can't summon up my dignity while you're roughing up my pride. There will be a reckoning for the peddlers of hate who spread their poison all across this estate, and a reckoning too for the politicians who left us to this fate. There will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning.
Thanks very much. We've had a great time here with you in the bicycle shop. I want to thank everyone for coming down. And it's one of those rare gigs where you don't have to wear a wristband, but you do have to wear ankle clips. So thanks. Don't want to get your trousers caught in a chain. I want to thank KEXP for having me on here, and finish off with a little old bit of the old time religion. It may have been Camelot for Clegg and Cameron, but on Boris Johnson Boulevard there's not much business going on. Factories are failing, public servants marching. Everybody's angry, Europeans need help bailing. You know, things have not been this bad since the days of Margaret Thatcher. So keep calm and carry on watching X Factor. Yeah, you obviously get that shit over here as well, yeah. In the former Soviet Union,
the citizens demand to know why they're still the target of Strategic Air Command. And they shake their fists in anger and respectfully suggest you take the money from your drone strikes and spend it on your hospitals instead. What about that? High up in the stock exchange, they're knocking back the champers. Downstairs out on Wall Street, it's been occupied by campers who want to ask some questions about the way that we do business in the twilight of the capitalist system. Yeah. The World Wide Web is wonderful if you've got something to sell, but opinions often summon up a focus group from hell. It's best not to be distracted and stay focused on your goals. And take my advice, don't feed the trolls, yeah? Let them starve! Jumble sales are organised and charity shops open. The tourists keep on telling us it's Britain that is broken. Time to get active with the activists. So switch off World of Warcraft and start working for the great leap forwards. Oh, one leap forwards, 2 leaps back. Buy yourself a bike and cycle all the way there and back, waiting for the great leap forwards. In a perfect world we'd all sing in tune, but this is a bike shop, for crying out loud. Give me some room, but it's early in the morning. Leap forwards. Well, if no one out there understands, chain your bike to yourself, no one's gonna nick it. What am I talking about? Waiting for the great leap forwards. Well, it's a mighty long way down rock and roll, but it's down all the way so you can coast if you've got a bike, straight through the traffic, waiting for the great leap forwards. People say that young women should keep quiet. I just say, free pussy riots, waiting for the great leap forwards. So join the struggle while you may. The revolution's just a drop handlebar racing bike away. I have to say this stuff, I'm sorry, it's all part of the deal. When you're waiting for the great leap forwards. Thanks very much, having a great time here this morning with you at the bike shop. I sing for the lovelorn, I sing for the radical, I sing for the saddle sore. Come see me. Thanks everybody out there on KEXP. I'll see you up in Seattle next month. Thanks a lot. My name's Billy Bragg. Bye-bye.